Hi, I'm Jay Ferguson from WWKI Radio, and we'd like to share with you now some of the history of We Care, a history I've been a part of for some 19 years. It was a few days before Christmas 1973 when the phone rang in the control room of WWKI. Disc jockey Dick Bronson was a few minutes into his hour-long program called Viewpoint when he picked up the line. On the other end of the phone was a desperate caller, long-time laid-off auto worker.
How am I going to give my kids anything for Christmas? He said, I have no money. I've been laid off for a long time, and there's a lot of other people in the community who have been laid off as well. And he said, we're desperate. And Dick took out his wallet, and he said, I got $40 in here. I will give you half of it if somebody will match it. And the remaining 40 minutes of the program, $1,100 was walked into the radio station. And in '73, $1,100 was a lot of money. So that's really how it started.
With those first few donations, Dick Bronson established a tradition that every dime donated would be used to assist those who needed it through We Care.
In '74, things weren't a whole lot better than they were the year before, and people called Dick and said, do you think you could set aside one night where people could call and bring you money or bring you something? And Dick said, you know, we'll take anything.
You give it to us and we'll do the best we can.
And we raised $5,500 that year. He asked also for help. He said, I could really use some help down here because he was doing it by himself. And I went down. And I've been here ever since. And I think it was the third or fourth year. Somebody asked Dick, why are you doing this anyway? He said, well, because we care. And that just stuck, we care. And it seems like whatever he asked for, we always got. And with a lot of love behind it.
I got involved in We Care accidentally. Of course, 30-some-odd years ago, Dick primarily got the We Care program started. And we were doing a program together called Mail Call.
Hello, Dick Bronson.
Hello, Charlie Cropper. How are you?
And just by being associated with Dick, it got you involved. And of course, by being involved, then you get hooked.
On that particular Sunday, it was probably one of my most vivid memories. You know, 44 hours into the telethon itself, and a lot of people were tired and everything, and it was very cold and I think sleeting and raining. And yet I remember this little girl who was only about 6 or 7 years old, who came down to the telethon in her pajamas, just wearing little house shoes, standing in line so she could donate the contents of her piggy bank to the benefit of the telethon.
Telecable, now inside of Kokomo, joined the We Care Christmas effort by donating airtime for the entire 47-hour telethon. This donation carried the entire fund drive to thousands more viewers.
$50 if we just once pronounce his name right. Just once. But I'm going to do it twice for him. Russell Stoppel.
All right. Good job.
Come on.
Thank you very much.
Russell's sitting at home going, yeah.
Introduce our program director at WWKI, Dave Broman. What do you have for us?
Well, I just have some of the people.
It was my first experience with We Care. It was shortly after I came to Kokomo and WWKI, so I really had no idea what to expect. And when I saw the line of kids coming into the We Care set at the radio station, I was just absolutely stunned.
Of course, what would We Care be without the kids?
So we could help the people.
Does that look like you? How much did you collect?
45 cents and 40.
Yeah. You're going to help us again next year? All right. How about you? You going to help us again next year?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's wake her up. Come on. You can go home now. Come on, sweetheart. You can go home now. Okay? All right. That's super. And they're going to help us again next year. Bye. Bye, sweetheart. Oh, never a dull moment now, I tell you.
Tiffany
Hi, Tiffany. Did you collect for We Care?
Yeah.
Is this the first time?
No.
Oh, you've collected before, right? Do you know how much you collected?
102.
No,
Oh, it isn't.
$1,002.
What? Wait just a minute.
And we appreciate all those. Okay, waiting on the total. Let's get it real quick if you can, because here it is, right there.
Okay, a brand new total for We Care 1986. You've been waiting on it. The gang, here it is. $183,000, $513.63.
He had a habit of dreaming up ideas of what we should do. And a lot of times he had announced it on mail call. And he'd get off a mail call and I'd say, "What is it you wanted me to do again?"
And whatever he thought up, the community rallied behind in every way, including stuff.
We sampled various kinds of popcorn, caramel corn, et cetera, et cetera. And Dick wanted something like that to eat. He wanted us to sell that in the store. So we researched several months. And finally we decided on what we end up selling nowadays. And we kept referring to it as stuff. You know, what are we going to call this stuff anyway? Well, Dick finally said, why don't we just call it stuff? For the lack of anything else, we'll just call it stuff. And so we do. We've sold a lot of stuff over the years.
Dick and Jan continued to dream. Ornaments, afghans, anything that could raise money for We Care.
The way We Care helps the mission is we just couldn't do Christmas on the scale that we do without We Care. The money that they donate helps us to buy the new gifts, the boxes, the things that aren't donated, or no money comes in any other way for them. We Care is just tremendous.
We complimented each other because I could dream as big as he could. You know, like the year I sold 9 million grocery sacks, he said, "You want to do what?" And when we started the trees, he said, "You want to do what?"
You know the little buckets that we put out for the trees? That started the 3rd year. People kept asking Dick and I, which one is your favorite tree? There was no way that we could pick out our favorite tree, so we let the community do that with the amount of coins that they dumped in the buckets. We have taken in $49,621. And the gals from Key Bank come on the last Saturday night we're here. They come and help us count it, and we're usually here till 2, 3, and maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. But all total, with the 555 trees to date, we have raised $631,759. That's a lot of money.
Make this the best We Care ever, and we ask all of the blessings that come through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Hey, let's get started.
The idea here is that bare trees are provided. Each group is given a spot and a tree to decorate. The result is a tradition for Kokomo. And what's really special is that the design of the trees is totally the inspiration of the groups who participate. So you can imagine that, well, you'll see just about anything.
It's quite an experience. I didn't realize everybody made it such a party.
This is some decorations for the Trumpet tree.
It says eggs. You're going to put eggs in it?
Yeah, all our eggs in one basket.
Oh my God. Your tree seems to stand up a little straighter than.
Let's pray it does.
those. All good.
About our 6th, 8th, or 9th year.
No kidding.
On a row, yeah.
A bait.
It's going quite nice.
There. That's what I'm saying.
This is the weaker Good News Bears for the Kokomo Tribune.
I like that. I want to see if anybody notices there's one Diet Pepsi here. It's in our mother's name. Her name is Thelma Richards.
How you doing?
When each group completes decorating the trees, they're left on display for the community for 2 weeks and then auctioned off to the highest bidder. It's standing room only at the Kokomo Mall, with bids from a few hundred to several $1,000s.
$5,100. She is done, and I thank her. $5,100. $5,100. Sell it to the little lady for $5,000. Give her a hand.
Sold it, $35. Now three.
I said there's a lot of people have the opportunity to enjoy that don't have any other joy at Christmas time. You know, they maybe live alone, they live in nursing homes or whatever.
The Trim-a-Tree Festival is an event that the whole community can participate in.
Charlie and him were buying things and delivering it to families. You know, it went beyond just that original family that was laid off.
We would get calls saying, you know, I don't have any heat, and Dick was a big softy, believe it or not, and we would try to help people out in emergencies such as that, and then it got to the point where it was too much.
Dick said, this is too darn much work. He said, there's already people in town that's doing this. He said, the rescue mission is for one. He said, I think we ought to contact him and see if he'll take this money. That was $18,000 we collected the 4th year. Kenny and Rose Beal said, we don't need all that money. He said, there's the good fellows in town delivering packages, and at that time they still used a truck and delivered big packages. The Salvation Army was delivering too. Kenny said, I don't need all that money. $18,000? We split it up.
It's just so much that we decided to let the organizations that do that type of thing do that type of thing.
And I can't remember the year that we added the other agencies, but it's been less than 10 years ago.
Interesting story. One time Dick had this old Bronco, and we went to get some folks some groceries because they were hungry, and it's snowing. You might know it's snowing and slick and everything else, and we like to froze death in that old Bronco because he didn't know how to turn the heater on. Once he learned how to turn the heater on, it was fine.
If it weren't for the community, we wouldn't be able to do this. They have turned out in droves.
In 1980, A $1,000 We Care donation was turned into a semi-load of some 172,000 jars of beech nut baby food, valued at $28,000. The story gained national attention and was aired on NBC's Today Show.
John Palumbo and Dave Granson at Engel Jewelers donated $1,000 to We Care. They really wanted to spend on the babies. So on the air live, Dick called baby food companies, and Beech Nut, Nicholson from Beech Nut, he agreed that he would supply $1,000 worth of baby food to us. And the guys from Chrysler took their donated truck and their donated gas and their donated everything and drove to Pennsylvania to pick up this baby food. Well, Mr. Nicholson not only donated $1,000 worth, he filled the semi.
You can't be associated with We Care and not at some point become emotional over either something that has happened or the whole thing, the whole project as it unfolds each year. For me, it's an emotional thing. I enjoy it very much and have a lot of good memories of it.
Why do you do it?
It's just a great cause. I want to thank everybody that come out this weekend and bid for the good of We Care.
Last year, about this time, I had the privilege of getting a hold of the first White Castle in Kokomo, and I've guarded it with my life. But there's a man on a mission tonight. Expensive mission, Tom Carey. And Tom, you got White Castle to stand behind you on this.
Right. I raised a little over $5,100, and they said they would match up to $5,000, so we have a $10,000 White Castle there.
$10,000 White Castle. And there's your $10,244 White Castle.
Yes. And what? Oh God, no! It's going right back in the freezer. And no, it's going to, as delicious as it looks, I think I'm going to put it back in the freezer, pull it out again next year, and see if we can raise. Let's go for 15, 20 grand on it.
Let's do it. All right. Thank you, Tom, so much.
$1,700.
Wow, $1,700.
I think the camaraderie that's developed between a combination of all those things is probably the most powerful aspect of We Care. We have people that come from all walks of life, all professions, who literally come together for that 48 to 72 hour period in December, who otherwise don't really get a chance to see each other through the course of the rest of the year. Their paths don't cross that much. But during the course of that telethon and times leading up to it, they're shoulder to shoulder like brother and sister.
I'd like to present you $56 for the We Care haunted house that I had this year.
So let's. It takes everybody.
And people came to us with pretty sad stories. People came to us with pretty glad stories. And we were able, with the community's help, to respond to those.
A member of the board of directors of the Kokomo We Care organization, I have seen this program grow from its inception, and it's now one of the finest volunteerism programs that we know in the state of Indiana, if not in the country.
Hello, this is Congressman Bud Hillis. Thank you for your participation and support of the We Care program.
Hi, this is Mayor Steve Daly. It's my pleasure to open the 1987 We Care Weekend with the following mayoral proclamation.
This is Senator Dick Lugar encouraging you to participate in the We Care program.
With those first few donations, Dick Bronson established a tradition that every dime donated would be used to assist those who needed it through We Care.
So many people in our community that truly care. And speaking of people who truly care, we would certainly have to include Brush Arbor. Such a marvelous group that we've enjoyed.
So we got the Hope doll and we got the We Care sign, and we'll do that. Then we're going to go to the back room. We've got Brush Arbor standing by. I know you've heard the We Care song.
The bright lights all aglow all over this land. Oh, the joy the season brings. With smiles all around, we celebrate the birth of our King.
But somewhere this day there'll be someone who'll say, I've no one to care. And they'll watch the shoppers pass by, their presents stacked high. It will all seem so unfair. Oh, but we've all gathered this night, and we're gonna make it all right. We'll put smiles in the children's eyes. For united we all can share this time of love to show we care. We'll show the world we care by our love, helping someone in need shows our love. So if you're someone in need, you don't have to flee, 'cause we're gathered here, and we've made it clear that united we all can share this time of love to show we care. We'll show the world we care by our love. Helping someone in need shows our love. So if you're someone in need, you don't have to be. We're gathered here, and we made it clear that united we all can share this time of love to show we care. We'll show the world we
Marion Ceramics, and I always try to donate several items to We Care, because I think it's very important that we support our community.
We're selling cheese balls located right outside of where you drop off your food. All our proceeds go into We Care.
Thank you. You want to say hi, Mom?
Hi, Mom.
Businesses in the community were eager to participate in the telethon, and like Super Bowl commercials, these were just as much a part of the auction as the auction items.
And when we were meeting and get together with them, we decided through efficiency and a variety of other planning needs that we were going to try to shoot a new commercial every 90 minutes all day long for what I think was 5 days. I think that went on for a week. And so we had to get it right almost the first time, each time, every time, for an entire week, because there was very little room for error due to the production schedule.
Happy holidays!
And we had meetings with clients who had never been exposed to a television camera before, and it was our first experience on working with television commercials versus radio commercials.
This weekend at Carson's and Hals's Dairy Queens, every time you buy a Blizzard, 25 cents goes to We Care. Today's Computers Business Center at Beckley's Office Equipment, 112 South Main in downtown Kokomo. Racks and racks of famous name brands at unheard of everyday low prices.
The famous Old Schoolhouse Smorgasbord. You've heard about it. Don't you think it's time you tried it?
Laura, I can't believe I'm on my way to a career in cosmetology.
If you want to clean up, see me at R.D. Phillips Janitor Supply, locally owned and operated right here in Kokomo.
Hello, I'm Joe Clement, General Sales Manager of DeVoe Chevrolet Cadillac in Marion.
I'm Ken Evans from Evans Bottle Shop.
This is Charlie Cropper along with Hirsch Robinson at Faust Motors in Tipton.
On behalf of the employees at the Coca-Cola Bottling Company, the Severance family would like to wish each and every one of you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Remember the skating rink on the north side?
Indiana's largest hardwood maple floating floors, a 2250-watt sound system, live jocks, a complete light show, good food and friendly service, a complete skate shop with all the latest skating accessories, video games, and fun for everyone. Kokomo's oldest and locally owned family entertainment center, Kokomo Skating Arena, 1200 East Morgan in beautiful North Kokomo.
So that started the foundation, and it really has gone from something that was a startup operation in 1986 when we moved to the new location to a tradition. And now there's a lot of our advertisers that wouldn't even think of not being a part of it. When we talk about White's Meat Market and the young boys that they were then on the little pedal tractor and a trailer that was being pulled behind it out in front of the store, to Craig Dunn, who was so magnificent in producing an ad with no script whatsoever.
Hi, my name's Craig Dunn from First Affiliated Securities. Hi, this is Craig Dunn for Spellman & Company Investments. Hi, this is Craig Dunn for First Affiliated Securities. You should consider seeing the professionals at Spellman & Company.
The investment consultants at Liberty Financial.
Don't whisper in my ear either. And watch where your hand is.
I got my hands, I ain't bothering.
Hi, I'm Ted Fletcher with American Surety First Team.
Want me to go ahead?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
And help us fill our Jeep Commander for our troops for Operation Gratitude.
Yeah, let's try that again.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Bob Simmons.
to God.
Happy holidays. That's great.
That's why I said you gotta give us a cue.
Here's one example. A GE 22 cubic foot. Sorry.
Spellman & Company retire. Stop.
Okay, go ahead.
We're going to strangle you.
Oh, God, I was going to be on a roll.
So, what was the line again?
So where can you buy affordable jewelry?
So where can you afford to buy affordable jewelry?
Where can you buy affordable jewelry?
Okay. So where can you afford to buy affordable jewelry? So
where can you buy affordable? Yeah, shirts.
So where can you afford to buy affordable jewelry?
Where can you buy? And action.
Where can you
buy?
So where can you afford to buy affordable jewelry?
Where can you buy?
So where can you afford to buy affordable jewelry? Where can you buy affordable jewelry? That's right.
It's not as easy as it looks. I'm proud to say that I've taught Robin everything he knows.
The sponsors play a significant role because it is through their assistance that we're able to produce the telethon.
And less time at the dishes.
And then secondly, that helps tie their business in with a signature event of one that certainly all of Kokomo, Indiana, and anyone associated with Kokomo can be proud of.
And thanks to all of you volunteers, you help make Kokomo a great place to live and work.
An important part of We Care is the donations that are received for the telethon. Big, small, every shape and size. Items are brought back to the station, cataloged, and sold on the telethon.
It's awesome. And people gave us things that nowadays they wouldn't even consider giving us.
Probably the greatest We Care story ever told.
Really?
And
it's not told yet.
It's not told yet. I have it right in here. I've been sleeping on it all night.
Oh, really?
It is just amazing.
Well, son of a gun.
When we started We Care, our attitude was we will take anything.
Yeah.
And we have.
Oh, you name it.
We've taken diamond rings and Porsche automobiles and tractors and Corvettes.
Yeah.
And a couple come in, wanted to see me, and they were from Swayze. They said, we have something, we don't know whether you'd be interested in it or not, a leopard coat.
Oh, really?
And the lady said it belonged to my mother. She bought it over 50 years ago. She's passed away. It doesn't fit anybody in the family. Nobody wants it. When she first bought it 50 years ago, she gave $7,000 for it.
$7,000 for it?
$7,000 50 years ago could buy you 2 brand new cars.
Yeah.
And then several years after that, when she lost a lot of weight and got smaller, she had it cut down. It was a full-length leopard coat. She had it cut down into a leopard three-quarter length jacket, and the bottom of it they made into a vest.
Oh, okay.
Now he says, I don't know whether you'd want this thing or not. You know how PETA is.
Yeah,
and he said, boy, I don't want to cause you any problem. And I said, listen, I fought with the Klan. So PETA don't scare me. Nothing on this earth scares me. I'm afraid of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So you bring the coat and I'll handle PETA.
Okay.
So they bring the coat in.
The next night?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now I look at it and I smile and I thank him, because I'm always grateful to anything that anybody gives us. I'm truly grateful.
Oh, yeah.
I take it in and I hang it in the door of my office because there's no place else to hang it. And people continue to bring things in and I pile things on top of it.
Yeah.
And every once in a while someone will raise the thing and I go, ew, what's that? Well, that's a leopard coat. And people made fun of it. They said, why would you take something like that? I said, because they wanted to give it.
They wanted to give it.
And I'm looking at this on my list, leopard skin coat. What do I do with it? Tammy and Amy are going to be on from 2 to 4 on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Here's 2 ladies.
They should know about coats.
Who can better sell coats?
Yeah, than ladies.
And the lot has started. And the bids are coming in. And everything gets a bid. But the leopard skin coat. But now the young man is here. Well, he has a tradition. Every year, his wife's birthday is this day.
Mm-hmm.
Today.
Today's her birthday?
The 11th of December. Nobody's bidding on the coat. I've got to buy her a birthday gift. I'll bid on that.
Oh, okay.
So he says, put me down for $200. The buzzer goes off, and nobody had bid on the coat.
Nobody at all. Just the one bid.
Just the one fella, Todd Pounds.
Well, I think that's one of the things that Dick Bronson enjoyed more than anything else. It was seeing the items that people brought in. And on Saturday mornings, and it's still a tradition today, Saturday morning, we're always low on auction items. And so we start asking people for help. And Dick would always go to the tent to accept items and meet the people bringing things in. Well, I didn't, but after Dick passed away, I started doing that. And I kind of understand why he enjoyed it so much. Because when people come in to the tent delivering items, they got smiles on their faces, they're excited, they're having a good time, and you never know what you're going to receive. We'll find someone will walk in with a bunch of old curtain rods. They'll walk in and hand us the keys to a Porsche. You just never know what's going to happen.
There's the rest of the story?
Oh, the rest of the story. Week care's over.
Mm-hmm.
He picks up his items. They go home, and he presents his wife with this birthday gift.
For $200. This 50-year-old coat.
This 50-year-old leopard skin coat that don't fit her.
Oh, no.
So they think, let's take it to, where do we take it? We take it to Indianapolis. Could you look at our coat? Could you tell us, can this be resized, remade, redone, something? So the furrier looks at it, and looks at them, and looks at the coat, and he says, do you know what you have here? Yeah, leopard skin coat. Your coat is priceless.
What? Priceless?
I can't even give you an estimate on this coat.
What don't we care?
A real leopard skin coat. An endangered species leopard skin coat. You cannot buy these today. This coat is priceless.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the guy was made fun of and laughed at when it was hanging on my door back here?
And that was the beautiful thing about We Care. It didn't matter what you brought.
Well, thank you very much. Have a Merry Christmas.
As long as it came from the heart. By car, by truck, even carried in a sack. We've seen just about everything.
The 2 people of We Care, we've got the givers, the people who give us the items, and then we've got the buyers.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years, I could write a book, and I keep saying I'm going to do that.
200,000 sports cars.
How many?
200,000 sports cars.
No, wait, 200?
200,000.
A lot of curious, interesting items that people bring. A lot of wonderful things too. Beautiful, artistic.
What's the weirdest thing?
Oh, jail doors.
Jail doors.
Things like that.
Whitman, Molten, $100 on the gun. I'm just waiting for this monkey to attack me.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep reading. You're doing fine.
$20 on the oil. Now, Pam Wheatley, $35 on the Wheaties box. Naomi Moore, $100 on the whole
That's better. We sold them for $200. Listen, don't be surprised. I've seen you monkey around before. keep reading.
And I think one time somebody brought in a box of kittens. And we had this whole box of cute, cuddly kittens, and Dick was holding them on his lap, and we were trying to auction them off, and these kittens got to grabbing up there or crawling up his arms and caused quite a havoc. But I think the biggest decision to stop accepting items or animals or live items, so to speak, was when the chickens froze to death. That was kind of tough. We went to auction off these live chickens, and they were dead. They froze. They were stiff as could be. So we decided, well, we'll videotape these items in their own environment, hopefully. Now this year we had one of the ugliest animals I've ever seen. It's got awful ugly cat sometimes. Supposedly high dollar cat, but boy, it was ugly.
Yes, I have. I've bought real fire trucks before. Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Bring it back next year.
You know, we've had cars, we've had boats, we've had a lot of things. In 1987, a lady came in here, and she was not dressed warm by any means. And she stood next to the wall. And finally, it was her turn to be waited on, and she came to me and she says, I don't have a lot to give you. But she says, would you take this? And it was this red corsage, silk corsage, that she took off her coat. And she gave it to us, and she said, maybe you can turn it into some money. Well, this corsage Dick put on his bulletin board, and it inspired both of us each year to take what people gave us and to be willing to open our hearts and to let other people open their hearts. That's what that represented, and he never would take that off his bulletin board. And the following year, a lady brought this in. She had handmade this pot holder, and that was what she wanted to give us. And he used these two things as an inspiration to all of us.
And those stories will take many twists and turns. Most people are probably interested in the items that are being brought in, but as has been said many times, every item has its own unique story because of the people that contribute those items.
Item number 6. In memory of Merle Kelly. In memory of Merle Kelly.
Giving and being grateful for what you have.
I love it.
Spirit of giving.
Spirit of giving.
Spirit of giving.
Well, it means a lot.
I've been brought up on the We Care. I've watched it forever. The memories from We Care are just phenomenal. The people's phenomenal.
Giving and sharing to those in need.
I've done We Care for about 15 years now. This is something I look forward to every year. Thing I'm really proud to be a part of.
If I can help We Care, I'll do it.
That's what it's all about.
Anonymous got the trunk shield for $35. Merry Christmas.
I was here the year that we hit 100,000, and there wasn't a dry eye in the building. I mean, whoever dreamed that just this concept on the radio, we'd raise $100,000. And that was halfway, not quite all the way through the telethon.
6 o'clock, it's dark. So 6 o'clock, Carol's going to throw the switch, and 600,000 lights are going to come on.
My name is April Smith, and I'm 10 years old, and I go to Queen's Park School.
Here comes one out. What about you? Okay.
We were still in the building downtown. People brought in all kinds of things. Well, a lady came in and she had a brown grocery sack full of stuff, and there was this doll. Dick was standing behind me down the hall a little bit, looking at a piece of antique furniture that we'd gotten in. And I said, Dick, come up here and look at this. And he looked at that doll and I said, she's got a look on her face like what we're all about. We were proud of her right from that moment. And he decided that we'd put her on the set rather than to sell her.
That's why it means a lot to us and to other people who do the same thing we do, because they see these kids and these eyes and these hopes and the handouts. And, so it's not just a doll, it's a symbol, and for what it stands for.
Exactly.
And that's why when people call us and say, hey, I'm from Connorsville and I'm from Crawfordsville and I've got a doll and I'll take 20 for mine, 1,000. They've missed the whole thing. When they say, why would anybody give that much for that doll? They've missed the whole thing.
Yeah, if they have to say it, then they've missed it.
Yeah.
They don't understand.
And you want to see telephones light up? Remember the year that we were so busy, we were still driving nails and still painting, and I mean, when we went on when they throwed the TV on, the paint was still wet.
Yeah.
We had hammers and nails laying on the desk where we'd been hanging drapes. And we couldn't get them right, so we nailed them up. Just nailed the drapes up. But what did we forget?
We forgot the doll.
We forgot to put the doll on. It was still back in Jan's office. And what happened?
Hey, the phone's lit up. Folks says, where is she?
Yeah, you can't start without hope.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what it's all about.
Isn't that the truth?
You got to have hope.
You got to have hope. You haven't anything else, you got to have hope.
We have Richard Barnett just called in and says he'll build a cradle for the buyer of hope.
Okay.
All right.
A man called and he just insisted that he buy that doll. And we finally did sell her, and she sold for $1,750 the first year we sold her.
Now we got one more bid here. Marilyn Forker, back again. She says, in memory of Clifford Forker, $1,500 for hope.
The last bid was 50 from Chrysler, and now Junior's bid, and this is what we'll call because the buzzer sounded, and this is it.
Okay.
Okay, so this
Congratulations, Junior Zimmerman got the Hope doll for $55,000. A little short for the Chrysler Hope Fund, but the monies that they collected, they're going to be donating anyway, and we know that that fund's going to be at least another $50,000. That's a total of $105,000 for Hope.
Wow.
Give them a hand.
All right, as we head to the back room, we need one more round of applause.
Pay attention,
our
folks.
final sign-off total.
You've worked hard for it, and you deserve it. Our final sign-off total for We Care 1998, $626,000, $580.10.
So anyway, this year when the store opened and the dolls arrived and the people stood in line, and Mickey Rodman come in for the first time and introduced herself, and we met her for the first time.
Oh,
a
great.
local lady. She was one of 7 children. She's the youngest. They had lean times.
They experienced it.
They experienced it. Who didn't with 7 kids? Who hasn't with 7 children?
Exactly.
and Mother taught them to appreciate poetry. The things that Mickey done was write a poem for hope. Jan also wanted to make this. The first thing she said to me was, after she read it, said, "Wouldn't that make a great song?" She plunked it out. She'd say, "What do you think?" Yuck. She called me at home. She said, "Listen to this." Yeah, get out of here with that. Everywhere we went this year, anytime that we were in the car going someplace or we'd meet in the hall, she'd say, "Listen," and she'd hum this. And I kept thinking, God, I need to get her some lessons. We finally found Bill Tandy, who is a keyboardist and a half.
No.
I mean,
he's a character to go along with it.
The half really fits him. Well, we worked till midnight on that. So
Yeah.
Jan went to the beauty shop the next day. This was her last chance between now and the end of this. So she went to the beauty shop and she told her hairdresser, she said, "Boy, we're trying to find somebody that can sing this song that just has the right voice. We got a girl, but we need a little bit more mature voice." And the girl says, "Well, we ought to get the girl that sang at my wedding. Her name's Missy Davis." She's a teacher in the Kokomo Center school system, and she works with special needs kids, 2, 3, and 4-year-olds. She knocked this thing out. She nailed it the first time.
So in other words, she felt it.
She felt it, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard to run a computer when you've never done it before and tears running down your cheek. And I look at that Jan and tears running down her cheek. I think old Tandy had a tear in his eye.
Tandy did? Wild Bill?
Wild Bill. So we want to play this for the first time ever to the public.
I get
and
this
let you hear it,
privilege.
and I hope it...
Boy, what a privilege.
Where is Missy?
Where's Missy at? This little gal, Jan, found her by accident, and boy, what a great accident right over there. Let's hear it for Missy Davis right here. She's singing our new song. How would you like to sing for us?
Bill Tandy.
A little doll, a ragged dress, a tear upon her cheek, her hand held out, her face so sad, no shoes upon her feet. Hope comes to us with silent voice each year to stand and plead. She represents the little ones who are so much in need. Dear little ones, precious ones, whose need is always there. Dear little ones, precious ones, oh little ones, we care. Hope comes to us with a silent voice each year to stand and plead. She represents the little ones who are so much in need. Dear little ones, precious ones, whose need is always there. Dear little ones, precious ones, oh little ones, we care.
I'm going to grab it.
Hello, Kokomo.
Helping those less fortunate than we are at Christmas time and at any time during the year.
Sharing and helping others.
That's what I buy here is Christmas. So it means Christmas for me, my family, and it takes care of a lot of people in need.
And then in 1986, he gets off the air one day and he says, we're going to write a cookbook. He said, well, you are. So he solicited recipes from listeners. And they sent him in on everything. The backs of this and the fronts of that, and, you know. And I went home with this computer, and we, by that time, had all the recipes sorted. You know, cookies, pies, cakes, whatever we was going to do. And I typed all weekend. When I wasn't typing, my daughter typed, my husband typed. We kept that machine going. Monday morning, I had to have this computer back to George by 10 minutes to 8. And he said, "Did you get him in there?" He said, "Well, did you save him?" I said, "Well, what's saved?" So that was my first lesson in computering.
Oh, we want me to sign a We Care cookbook. Okay. Can you read that?
Yes.
Okay. Will you help us again next year?
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Merry Christmas to you, too.
With the success of the first cookbook, Jan and Dick planned for the release of the next edition in 1991, the 702-page We Care, Not Just Another Cookbook Classic Edition. It took a lot of work and coordination to complete the book on time. Volunteers helped to assemble the pages for all of those who were eagerly awaiting its arrival. From that first sale, it was just 21 hours later that all 10,000 copies were sold. Yes, just 21 hours, and most from the back of a truck.
And I was riding in a police car with the police chief down to the high school, and we was taking these cookbooks down there on the semi. And just as we was getting to the high school, there was two women crashed into each other in their cars on an adjacent corner, and they get out of their cars and they take off running. And they're going over to get in line to get cookbooks. And the police chief, he says, hey, wait. They said, "We'll deal with that when we're done."
My very first week here was in 1991. That was the first year I was here. And I did not know exactly what to expect. I was sort of feeling my way through it. It was all a new experience. I had not been close to it before. I was amazed at how well it was coordinated, how quickly the whole thing moved. The process, which covers several days, beginning with, of course, people bringing in the items, generates new stories every year. And those stories will take many twists and turns. Most people are probably interested in the items that are being brought in, but as has been said many times, every item has its own unique story because of the people that contribute those items.
The We Care Radio Telethon broadcast auction reaches out to a 5-county area surrounding Kokomo, Indiana. It's held the first full weekend of December and is organized and staffed by local volunteers.
Where you pick up for We Care?
We Care is so unique, and one of the things that I guess probably makes it an entity all its own is the people that are involved.
Merry Christmas now. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
So we're
now
caught up. You can go ahead with lot number 83.
Lot number 83, we'll start with an Elvis print. The King, 25 by 31. Thank you very much. Elvis Suede.
After the first year, I knew somewhat what to expect, at least the basic nuts and bolts of how We Care goes together. Setting up, converting the radio station into the massive stage that it becomes for the We Care project. Of course, then, after I knew what was involved, it was even a little more exciting because I knew what to expect and I could watch it all coming together.
In 1992, Coca-Cola distributed 12-ounce cans with a special 20th anniversary We Care message.
Is this stuff sold? It is. What are you doing? You are.
We Care took over my life. You know, Dick needed me to get his work done for this to grow, and the community, I think, needed me.
I bought 2 of them.
Do you guys want to get a bun today? Sure. $1 each. It's for We Care. We have white bread. It's the first of the series. They're dated.
The White Coat Book and all the big events, and we inspired all these other events like the Trim a Tree Festival, and went out to schools and gave speeches and did different things just to tell them what we do, and they could be a part of it if they wanted to.
Will you help us again next year?
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate all the help that the good old boys do every year.
We've got the members of UAW Local 685.
From Wallace Elementary, and I need some names of some kids. Hi.
Okay, we had our third annual Pledge Bowl this year.
Alan Stroud, representing the Kokomo Parents Partner.
We raised $3,100.
Nearly 40,000 bid tickets are used for the more than 3,360 items, which are sold during the marathon auction. The balance of the donated items are sold during a wrap-up auction the following week. We Care volunteerism at its best. More than 700 individuals give up their time for the 48-hour telethon. It's a coordinated effort of people from all walks of life, working together for a common goal. Some are second and third generations of those who volunteered more than 20 years ago. It's hard work with long hours and lost sleep, but there's never a shortage of volunteers for the weekend. They're proud to be a part of such a warm, giving event.
December 4, 1995, 4:15 a.m. on a cold, windy Monday morning. Ralph Streben, waking from a phenomenal dream, setting up in bed, giving now extra thought of this dream of building a street rod for We Care. Could it be done, or is this just another dream? A street rod for We Care? Where would he get the money? Where would he build the car? Who would have the knowledge to complete such a project? By now, Ralph's out of bed, dressed and ready to find the help for this crazy dream. Driving up and down the streets of Kokomo early morning, waiting on the license branch to open, past Gordon Riley, Kokomo's Mr. Street Rodder. Ralph followed him to work and with great enthusiasm told Gordon of his plan. Not only did Gordon agree to help, but donated the chassis, the use of his shop, and his help on the project. Ralph's next stop was Lau's Speed Shop, and with very little talk and lots of excitement, Randy Lau donated a special Chevy engine built from the breather to the oil pan. $3,500 value. License branch now opened, Ralph stopped and ordered the special We Care vanity plate. On now to City Tire and Tom Chalk, giving tires and wheels a value of $2,000. Next to the We Care store for the use of the phone to call Rochester, Gertie Engines, again success. Earl Gertie donating the Winters Quick Change Rear End, $2,000 value. And all this completed before 10 a.m. on Monday morning, December the 4th. In less than 24 hours, December 5, Gordon Riley has persuaded Greg Fleener and the Rusty Nuts Car Club to oversee and build this dream car. The Rusty Nuts then taking over and soliciting the Kokomo new car dealers, Kokomo Chrysler Plymouth, Eric Chevrolet, H.E. McGonigal's, Kokomo Auto World, Button Motors, all agreeing to give $1,000. Then to Mike Anderson Pontiac, Brad Howe Ford in Greentown, Dan Young in Tipton, each giving $1,000. Stelco Electric, $1,000. Stevens Machine and Fabricating, $1,000. Plus many other area businesses giving money, parts to the project. Oh yes, a 2-year project in 6 months can't be done. Many laughed, several joked, can't be done. Who's the Rusty Nuts? What is the Rusty Nuts? They couldn't do it if they were shiny nuts. But remember, this is the city of first. This is the home of America's first car. And yes, it too started as a dream. Well, build that car they did. Sweat and toil, they did. Fight and argue, they did. Laugh and drink a little beer, they did. And take one man's dream into reality, they did. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rusty Nuts Car Club Project, Fat 40.
Then came the Fat 40 on 1996. And what was to follow were 3 more custom-built cars by the Rusty Nuts Car Club.
Park it sideways.
Come here, Jan. Come here, Jan. You be the keeper of the keys.
Thanks.
Okay, well, let's call it sold at $65,000. What do you think?
Okay, congratulations, Junior Zimmerman. He just got the Fat 40 for $65,000.
Easy for you to say, isn't that something?
Look who I've got here with me. Anybody recognize this fella? Junior Zimmerman. Congratulations, Junior.
Thank you, Charlie. We had a good time this weekend.
I give her a hug last year because she bought my mom's quilt. This year she brought it back and then bid on it again. Carolyn, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What in the world are you going to do with the doll, Junior?
We're going to put her back in the case at the Bullseye for 1 more year.
I've had several people ask me, says, what's he going to do with all them cars?
We don't know.
It was rewarding, and we made the people that were helping us feel good. We thanked them, and they felt good.
Time to care for We Care.
Mike Wyatt, Wyatt We Care Park, he started doing that before he started, decorating and opening up the We Care Park. And they just have collected a lot of money over the years. It's just amazing how many people drive by and are receptive to Santa Claus.
Thank you very much. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it was just right around the North Pole.
Well, you go into any other community, and every community's got some kind of event that goes on and that helps out. And there's rescue missions, and there's Salvation Armies, and there's Red Cross, and there's these organizations that help all around. But you tell them about what this community does, and it's unbelievable. They don't understand. You go to the radio conventions and talk with other radio station owners. And you do what? And in that community with up that size, and they're totally amazed.
Merry Christmas.
And we're here with Mike Castile from Johnson's Tavern. Big auction Thursday night, I understand.
Yes, it was. We had a lot of fun.
And you gentlemen are from the Pioneer Auto Club, I understand.
So on behalf of Howard County A-Bait, we'd like to present a check for $1,015.
And how much is that?
$3,401.25.
Unbelievable. All from Lincoln Square and all from
the Kokomo Fire Dragons.
We Care is awesome. We've been doing it for, let's see, this is my 21st year, and I love it.
Students of Howard Elementary, and we care. Washington Elementary.
This is the Western Girl Scouts Troop 4505.
From Central Middle School Student Council. What's your name?
Stephanie Stedry.
Hi, I'm Jay Ferguson, along with
Peggy Castile.
And you're not here for who I thought you were here for.
No, I'm here for Kokomo Sanitary Pottery.
Fraternity Order of Eagles 255.
Well, we're from the First Baptist Church at Galveston, Indiana, and this is our junior choir. They have been saving We Care pennies since January.
I hear you've been working real hard for We Care.
We did. In the month of November, we had several fundraisers, and of course, we have the matching funds from the Walmart Foundation.
How much is that, Tom?
That is $11,417.72.
That's incredible. That's a lot of clean cars, isn't it?
Yes, it was.
We certainly appreciate it. Mike's is brand new to the community.
Over the past 10 years now, this is a grand total of over $100,000 we've been able to give to We Care through the Bowlers of Kokomo.
We have raised $400 for We Care.
I think that's fantastic. Isn't it fantastic? Look at this. The Special Angel Bus. $159.
We as a family would like to put $100 in as a thank you to Charlie, Dick, Jan, and WWKI.
All it is, people helping people.
Memory of Rosie Partner, PART.
Thank you very much. Have a Merry Christmas.
There's a spirit of giving that is difficult to describe, but it's really the heart of We Care, and it's the heart of Christmas too, and the heart of community. I guess that's what it means to me.
We Care means family. My children grew up with We Care. Judy and I, my wife, we worked at We Care, and it means a lot in relationship to Christmas. It's kind of the kickoff to the Christmas season.
Everything to this community. I am blessed to be, it's a privilege to be a part of it.
And they need to have a heart, and they need to care, and that's important. I've had family members that have volunteered. I made great relationships with people through the years working for We Care. It's just been a great experience, and everyone needs to experience that.
Shoppers hurry to find gifts and toys for those they love, but they never find the time to look beyond those big city lights to the other side of town, where a little child sits crying, for her dreams can't be found. Christmas time's for giving and for showing the world that you care. There's a part of living that brings joy and love everywhere. If you'll only reach out to find that part of Christmas time. Well, if your life is running special and each day brings something new, like to share a part of you, I'll tell you what to do. Just find a lonely child with a broken heart, then wipe her tears away, and you'll know the joy of giving to see her smile on Christmas Day. Christmas time's for giving and for showing the world that you care. There's a part of living that brings joy and love everywhere. If you'll only reach out to find that part of Christmas time's for giving and for showing the world that you care. There's a part of living that brings joy and love everywhere. If you'll only reach out to find that part of Christmas time.
For the 25th anniversary, Dick and Charlie were in full dress blacks and took us on a behind-the-scenes tour of the inner workings of the telethon.
Oh, there you are. Well, welcome to We Care. What do you think? It's our 25th anniversary, so we thought we'd make it a little bit special this year. And we're all set to go. Well, better get Dick Bronson. Let's find out where he's at. I think he's about ready. Hey, Dick, it's showtime. Are you ready for the 25th annual We Care radio telethon? Dick, somebody wake him up. There he is. It's time. We've got the whole gang with us already. Are you ready to do this?
Look at this.
You know, you don't look too bad for a hillbilly, do you?
Look. Let me look at this. It bothers me when everything I got on has a drawstring.
It does.
And if these drawstrings popped, I lose my pants.
For goodness
yes,
sake,
look, and I got these sissy shoes on. I'm ready to tap dance. And we went with the vest this year, you see, because the cummerbund for me come in a roll. Wooden one about that tall. That bothers me.
That would bother me too.
Yeah.
Why don't we, since
Look at
we've
here.
got everybody here with us,
Yeah.
why don't we just kind of take everybody on a tour and show them a little bit about how We Care works?
Wouldn't it be fun?
I think it would be a lot of fun.
You know, a lot of times we sit in the front table, and here we are, pretty and nice, and in the back room there's somebody sweating and toiling and working, and
Or
making
somebody
us,
freezing.
freezing, and they make us look good.
Make us look very good.
Yes, and they have for 24 years. So 25, we're going to take a walk through the back room and let you see what's back there.
Well, where are we going to start out?
Well, let's go right through this door and right into the tent, because when someone donates an item, that's where they bring it. They bring it to the tent first, and we log it in there and start from there and take it clear through the building.
Well, we're off to
So
see the tent.
Let's go
find
through
out.
here. All right. And watch your step, because there's cables and things
My
piled everywhere.
Goodness, did you
Now,
see
let's
all
see.
the beautiful items that we've got out here?
I
in this
guess
tent?
so.
Ready?
Now
All ready?
where did they all go? Where's Kurt? Kurt, come here, Kurt.
We would like to talk to some of the guys.
Looky here.
Now, this is a fellow that has been involved in the tent.
How
for
many
quite-
years, Kurt?
How many years, Kurt?
Probably 20 years.
20 years. This is my nephew, Kurt Gibson, from Flora, Indiana.
And
He
he
don't
takes-
claim me, but I'm going to make him claim me now.
And he takes time off from work every year
Right.
to come help us out.
Just appreciate you letting us help.
Can you remember the name of some of your helpers you got here with us?
Yeah, no, I can't.
They're all hiding.
Yeah,
Now, see,
see, the thing of it is, a lot of these people, they only come together one time a year.
That's right.
And that's at We Care time. So I think we ought to get name tags, don't you?
I think so.
Then we get to know everybody.
Well, someone would sell it, so if they dropped it, we'd sell it.
That's it.
But this is the merchandise that comes in, and you can see this is what's come in this afternoon. And we stack it and pack it and move it and jostle it around, and you know what? It finally ends up in here on TV, and it brings big dollars.
It does. We've got mattresses and box springs. We've got bicycles in here. We've got pianos.
Organs.
Organs.
Yes.
And speaking of pianos, there's a piano over there that the Stearns boys moved it off the second floor down a flight
Yes.
of steps.
That's right.
And brought it in to us. So
And look here, this
we
just
got a-
came in. Look at these beautiful oak pews, church pews.
And what's
with
really
We Care
special
engraved on the end.
on the side, We Care is engraved on the end, on the side
my.
of this. And there's just a couple of the items.
Yes.
We've got go-karts. We've
Go-karts.
got-
Look at that back there. There's the Viper.
We've got the
Dodge
Dodge Viper
Yes.
go-kart
It
back
got
here.
slick and they made me park it. But I've been out running around this afternoon on it.
And if you look out in the parking lot, we've got boats, we've got John Deere tractors.
yes.
We've just got
The
everything.
guy rode a
imaginable.
John Deere Model 60 in this afternoon.
A
and
John
parked
Deere
it out
Model
there.
60
A real one.
tractor.
A real one. Not a model, a real
The
one.
guy wore his snowmobile
Yeah.
suit to bring it
Whoops.
in. It was
Man,
cold.
I'm losing my pants. And I just popped a button there. I still got parts in there that I didn't even know how to use them. Where did you put them little round things?
I just threw those away. Don't lose
That might be what's supposed to hold up our pants.
Be careful, don't moon everybody.
Now, look over here. This guy here, look at here. You remember when I talked about the guy that helped us unload the potatoes at 11 o'clock at night?
And that was 24 years
24
ago.
years
or
ago.
something like that.
It's a long time.
Coming back from Indianapolis from a school that he was attending down there and driving in his car and heard Jan and I say, we need help. What'd you think then?
Figured I better go help.
These people are nuts.
Figure these guys are crazy.
He had a beautiful top coat on and we ruined that top coat. It got potato bag ink all over it.
And you've been volunteering and helping us every year since, haven't you?
I sure have.
And that's kind of typical of all of our volunteers.
And working
here.
out here in the cold.
It's a wonderful experience.
It kind of reminds you of the Indy 500. When you pass away, then somebody else in your family can take your place.
That's right. This is Bill Rams here, and Bill and his family, your wife and daughter is going to be in here working this weekend.
They'll be
You make it a
here,
family affair.
It's a family affair.
For
It's become a-
25 years.
become a
They're
tradition.
probably home watching on television. They'll probably be bidding while I'm here working, so I won't know what they're bidding on.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a pleasure to work with you, and you work for the right reason. Because this is the bottom right here. This is outside in the cold, and this is where you really got to care to be here.
Oh,
and
yes.
this proves that you really, truly care.
After year after year
That's
after
right.
year.
We sure appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Well, you ready
Look over
to
here,
move on?
Dave Crow. Dave, where's your coat?
Where's your
I
coat
tell
at,
him
Dave?
15 times a day, get that coat on. Out here in the cold and he's working. Huh?
You've
Dave
got your
Crow.
own family here too, haven't you, Dave?
Yes.
The whole the boys here, the wife's here. You've helped us 2 weeks. You've been working here almost every day.
And plus, on top of that, he volunteered and helped us out during the tree festival and was there carrying speakers and whatever needs to be carried.
And he'll be here next week to help us load the semis and move out for our wrap-up auction. Why?
He's a man of few words, Dick. Hey, go get your.
Needs to be done.
Needs
It needs to be done. Go get your coat on. You're making me cold.
But this is where you drop your items off. So this is what you'll see first, and these are the guys that you talk to, and we try to get all the information down and write it up so it can go then through the door here into the main studio where we're going to start writing it up with the receptionist.
Oh,
So-
and it is cold out here. I don't.
And we're going to show you those people. Now we go out here and around the corner, and we'll go in the front door.
Okay.
So let's just show you what it looks like. We walk out here in the parking lot, and this is where the people will bring all the merchandise. And I'll tell you what, you can see back over there. Look at that big boat back over there.
We got a gorgeous boat back over in the corner.
Right there by the Season of Hope trailer.
From
And there's
Bullseye
people
Boats and
bringing
Yachts.
things in now and being greeted. There's that John Deere tractor and a boat and a pickup truck and an old Buick back there. We're going to be selling this weekend.
Exactly, and you're welcome to come down anytime this weekend and take a look at it.
That's right. It
For
never
sure.
gets too bad for week here. Might be a
Never
little
gets too
snowy. Look
bad.
over here. There's the cheese balls over there. The Delta Theta Tall cheese balls. And they're over there right now selling cheese balls. They got kind of a screen up to hold the curtain or to hold the cold air out. But I'll
Let's
tell
find
you,
out who's in the
yeah.
cheese ball real quick. It's
Pull
cold
that
out
curtain
here.
back.
Hello, who do we have?
This is Mary Ann Wida and my daughter Amy.
And you guys are manning the cheese balls
Heck,
for
we're
tonight.
manning the cheese balls. It
Hi,
looks
hon.
like
How are
it's
you?
gonna Snow. We're ready for you.
Have you got
Watch
any
your
got any other help coming?
Give me your hand.
Don't
Give me
really
your
know
hand.
for
Don't
sure. Hopefully, but if not, then we're going to be here till about 10 or 11, maybe midnight tonight.
Okay, as long as folks keep coming. Huh?
As long as folks keep
Okay,
coming.
go on in there
Well,
and
thank
sign
you
it in.
for the what's the name of the organization now?
Delta Theta Tau.
And how many years you been doing this?
Oh, about 11 or 12.
11 or 12?
Yeah.
Every
long
year.
time.
Well, thanks for braving the cold and helping us out.
Hey, anytime, thanks.
They're all ready. I'm ready to go inside. I don't know about Dick. Let's go inside now. And we're going into the front door.
Into the front
office.
door, and this is where after they buy their items, or after they have bought on the telethon, they'll come in here to pick up their items. And of course, the first thing they're going to see is the store. Step over here, pretty girls. Come on over here and get in the window.
We need to talk to some of those gals.
Yeah, looky here. Who we got?
Nita Luttrell.
And?
Pam Frazee. Sonia Kemper.
And you, well, some sisters in here, isn't there? Yeah, two sisters, okay. There are two sisters back there, and I'll tell you, we've got all kinds of We Care things. Now, we run out of stuff, and we told you we was going to run out of stuff, and by golly, we did, but we still got the pecan logs, and if you can see back there, there's all kinds of sweatshirts and things hanging up on the wall, and piles of sweatshirts and potato soup and pecan logs, and just a little bit of everything back there.
Don't forget, of course, the paperweights, and we've got the silver bars and the silver coins. All of these are for sale in the We Care office, and you can stop by and pick up your We Care button.
That's
too,
right.
Just like the one you'll see us carrying.
Yeah, you got to take them out to the tent. Oh, Burning Love by Elvis Presley. We'll take it.
Steamroller Blues.
Steamroller Blues.
Freddie Fender, a lot of 45s.
They told me I look like Freddie Fender. What do you think?
Oh, come on.
That's what I thought.
Let's be
Freddie never looked
realistic.
this good, did he? I get no respect.
Let's be realistic.
So this young lady is dropping off items to us right now. And when you come purchase an item on We Care, you come in right to this counter and talk to one of these young ladies.
That's right.
Right
We
here
got
behind
A
the
through
counter.
H. Who's A through H?
A through H.
Patty.
We've
Patty's
got
here.
Patty. And who's R through Z?
Dorothy Surface.
Dorothy Surface has got R through Z.
That's right. And how many years, Dorothy, have you been working with us?
Oh, about 15.
15 years.
Yeah.
And why? Why do you do this every year?
Why not?
Because by golly, we have fun.
Because we care.
Yes. And we have fun. And we eat, and we laugh, and we cry, and we just carry on, don't we?
Yes.
And it just gets crazy.
We'd miss it if we didn't have it.
Isn't that the truth?
Did you ever wonder why they put up this paneling here?
I know why.
Do you know why?
Yeah.
Why do they put this paneling
Because they
up
sat
here?
there with their shoes off.
Yes,
Oh,
they do. Because it's close to the
That
front
cold air
door.
blowing in here, that's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, that's why.
And it helps keep them warm. So they got a little Yankee ingenuity
That's
here
right.
and put up this paneling to kind of protect them, keep them a little
and
warm.
if you've seen behind what all this is back here, you wouldn't believe it. It's Scotch tape and paper clips and staples and a little bit of everything. But we make do.
Yeah, we do.
And we got all kinds of donated computers that have been donated by Delco Electronics over the years. And without that, we wouldn't have computers.
No, we wouldn't.
Without George Binkenstein, we wouldn't have the computers because he puts it all together and makes it work. And that's what's successful about We Care.
That's just a few of the people. You've only seen a fraction of the
yes,
folks.
we're going to
that-
walk on
that
through
involved.
here because we got a long way to go. After they pay for their items and they get their ticket, they walk over here to this table, and then a crew comes up here and waits on them takes their ticket and goes in the back room and finds the items and
brings
out here. And this is the fun part.
Oh, is that
because
right?
they'll stand here and they'll see the item come through the door and they'll go,
I bought that.
Shirley, is that what we bought? Are you sure that's what you bid on? And then it gets up here and they say, are you sure this is what we bought?
Well, now, how about the fellow that came in from Logansport with his semi to pick up his tractor? Did he have a disappointed look on his face?
He had a disappointed look. I'm here to get my tractor.
Semi sitting out front,
Semi
just
sitting out there blowing
now.
smoke, and boy, he's ready to go. We carried it out here, and he said, what the hell? Where's my tractor? He said, this is your tractor. This is it. This is what you bought.
True.
No, I bought a big one.
Because he had his semi in the parking lot.
Yes, all the way from Logansport. Surprise.
So they find some interesting stories going on right here, but the gals walk their legs off.
I'll
and
tell
the guys
you.
walk their legs
Yes,
off.
and of course we can walk right on through the door, but right here is Jan's office. So we always have to stop here. And we got to go in here.
We got to go
Come
into
on,
Jan's
Fernie.
office.
Well, you're going to have to get out. Come on. Just hang up. Fernie's on the phone here. I said, don't matter.
She said to tell you hi, Dick.
Hi there. Get off the phone. Okay.
See, they're busy all the time.
Now let's see. Where's
Keeping them
Jan
busy.
at? Where's the?
Now he's going to get his camcorder through that window.
Is he going to get the camcorder through the window? Huh? And this is Jan's office. Look here. And here is 25-year We Care Jan. And she's done her for a long time, haven't you?
An awful long time.
And you know, she said, you guys got to wear these things.
Yeah.
And I get to wear my sweatshirt.
And somebody said, is Jan in a gown? And I said, you ought to see it with a boutonniere on.
Yeah.
Here's Jan's gown. Yes, her We Care sweatshirt.
I know why you're doing this.
Why?
Because we're stalling. I don't have the schedules ready.
You don't have my schedules ready?
No, we're stalling, right?
That's why we stopped. Look, just pick one of these up. This is a schedule. This is a schedule here, and you can see hundreds of names on this schedule.
But here's a long one.
Oh.
Yeah,
Now, this is the telephone operators.
Here's a long schedule, right?
And they work 2-hour shifts.
And then we put them all in different colors so that you can spot them quickly.
Because I dumb and I got to go by colors.
Here is your schedule.
Yeah,
you
look.
work 6 to midnight.
Look at here.
Done.
Yeah, see, and this is what we make out here, 6 to midnight. And here's all the guys and their names and when they show up and when they leave and when they collapse. And
Now, you might wonder, because I'm so darn organized about
Yes,
everything,
yes.
why I wait until the last
Why
minute
do you
to-
wait till the last minute?
Because I've had 4 people call in sick since 5 o'clock.
That's why she stalls.
Yeah, that's why I'm still. I'm getting a filled though.
But
Well-
we got some people to back them up, don't we?
Oh,
That's
we
the
got
reason
a
why.
lot of people.
Well, that's the reason why we tell the
Yeah.
folks to call in and we'll get your name on the list.
I got a whole book of standbys right here.
Great.
And what hours I can call them.
Well, see, we don't have to worry. We're going to
No.
have somebody to fill
That's
in.
right. Yeah, so you'll have our schedules by the time we get up front.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
We're going to continue this tour.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jan. We care, Jan.
We Care Jan. All right. So what we'll do is, when we get up front, she will have our schedules, and that's all the volunteers. Over 700 people come through that door and work in this back room and work up in the halls and in all the little nooks and crannies of the radio station. And we change it into a radio television station for 47 hours.
Well,
And so we move walls and we hang up drapes and we do all kinds of strange things to convert the radio station into a TV studio.
and management puts up with it. It's amazing.
It is
They
amazing.
They really
And of
do.
course, over 2,000 people will come through that door
This weekend.
this weekend.
Not only picking up the items that they bought on the radio telethon, but also buying things from the We Care
That's
store.
right. Yeah.
And
Makes it very easy.
And we have such special things as the Coca-Cola cans, the 25th
Oh,
anniversary
yes.
Coca-Cola cans. And do we have any of the banks left?
Yes, there are banks left. So
We
you
do
buy a
have some
six-pack and you get banks.
Get a
Look here.
Coca-Cola bank?
Here's a 1987. Look at here. You think we don't cherish things that people give us? They said, we don't want this sold. This is your decoration. 1987.
That goes back a couple of years.
We keep it around a while, don't we?
Well, now when they bring in their items, we saw them in the tent. Where does it go to from
Well, let's go on around the wall here
All
and,
right.
and down the hall, and we'll show you.
Okay, we're heading into one of the work areas where everybody's busy all the time.
Look back here at all these beautiful people. If you could just scan that, you can see we take wooden tables and we set them up and make shelves out of them, and then the items come in and are run through the computer, and then they go on the shelves.
And of course, you can see the computer operators are still
Yes.
working, and what they're doing is they're logging things into the system right
That's right.
now.
You know, and we talked about out in the tent in the back door. Here's the back door back here.
Okay.
And the items will come in the back door, and they'll be tagged, and then they come down the line and go into the shelves, and then be ready to load the carts. Here you can see some of the beautiful gun cabinets and the antique oak pieces.
Oh, we have
jute boxes and all kinds of big things back here.
And gorgeous items.
And this is the back door, so through the tent, the items come after you donate them. They go here to the computer operators, and we have a whole bank of computer operators that assign lot numbers.
Donated computers, by the way.
Donated computers again. And as
of
you can
course-
see, they're typing in here. And let's get some names here.
Well,
who's this pretty little girl?
Who's this operator? What's your name?
Fred, no, Carol.
Hi, Carol.
Debbie.
Debbie, what are you logging in?
Some sweatshirts right now.
Sweatshirts.
We have
Gorgeous sweatshirts, decorated
See,
sweatshirts.
they measure the sweatshirts and they write up descriptions, so a lot of these items we won't see because we're going to be in the other end of the building.
So we depend on their descriptions so we can adequately describe people's donated items. And,
Absolutely.
And the folks listening on the radio will be able to tell what's going on.
That's right. And you can see here we have a place to put some of the pictures, so they get out the hammer and nails and they start driving, and this wall on Sunday evening will look like Swiss cheese.
It sure will.
And then the engineer gets out his putty and putties it and paints it, and then we knock holes in it again next year.
Hey, I see some pictures up here I hadn't seen yet. We got some gorgeous pictures and
Okay, here, you talk about a gorgeous picture. Look at this.
We've got
Mike
a John
Sears.
Deere tractor.
And Mike Sears, the first time he's ever painted a John Deere tractor. Look at that.
Did he do an excellent job?
And that's a print, and we're going to be selling that. We've got, what is this here? 11-year-old girl, and this is watercolor. 11-year-old watercolor.
Danielle
Yeah.
did that for us.
Okay, let's go on over here. And as you can see here, you see the cart. There's a cart underneath there, and it's got carpet on it like the little stage has got. So the girls put 6 items on the cart, and the guys roll the cart over here, and they set up all the items here on the cart and off and onto the floor. And so the camera takes a shot, and let's look over here. See all our cameramen back here? And they'll take a shot of the items that we're describing, and those are the ones that you'll start bidding on.
Oh, yeah, and it's a very neat operation. And, of course, right now you're getting a sneak preview of what our first lot is going to be.
And behind you is a sneak preview of the continuous bid lot.
Now, this is going to be our first continuous bid lot, and boy, do we have some excellent items here. You know, like the John Deere tractor and the antique Coke machine, and, of course, the Christmas tree from Delco, and, of course, we've got carpet, and we've got one of the numbered John Deeres, and just all kinds of items.
My gosh, that's pizza.
Where'd Dick go?
Wow, that is good. Look at this. My heavens, here's banana nut bread.
Oh, there he is. I knew he'd be at the snack bar. Come on, Richard, we got a telethon to put on. What are you doing at the snack bar?
You was doing such a good job, I thought I'd just go ahead and hit the commissary here a little bit.
Hey, this is pretty important to all the volunteers because folks will bring us in pizzas and sandwiches and fruits and vegetables and that type of thing.
That's right.
These volunteers working out in the tent.
Well, let's see right now. Looky here. We got Pizza Hut pizza. Looky. Whoops.
Whoops, no pizza there.
Oh,
There's one piece left.
There's a loose piece of sausage.
You better get that
Look
one.
at here. Oh my, that's cherry. How about that's pizza sauce?
That is a dessert.
Okay, yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait, before we go any farther, I got to get some of this.
Oh, looky here. Kokomo Coke, yes.
Got to have some Diet
A
Coke,
never-ending supply from Coca-Cola of Kokomo.
And they have
They've
done
never
this
forgot us in 25 years.
25 years.
25 years, and we've drank gallons and gallons.
Whoops. I drank it a little fast.
You got into the foam there, didn't you?
I sure did. And this is a very important part because
yes.
we got to keep our volunteers happy.
That's right. And we've got nature ice, and we've just got all kinds of coffee and good food.
Hey, we're getting pretty close to where we're at.
Hey,
Nick.
come on up the hall here.
What are we going to show the folks now?
Quiet zone. Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's not
Let
very
me show
quiet.
you. It's not going to be quiet when we get up here. Now, see, we go on up the hall and into this room. Turn around here, young lady.
Hi.
We'd like to talk to you.
Look at this pretty girl. You know what? Here's a little girl that was raised with We Care. When her mama started We Care, you were what, 3 years old?
4.
4 years old.
4 years old?
And she didn't know going shopping with Mama in December. She didn't know putting up the Christmas tree. She didn't know those kinds of things that most kids know, did you? You didn't know those. Why? Your mama was working.
She was helping other kids.
Helping other kids.
And now you're here helping us.
Yes, I am.
Second generation. What's your mama's name?
We care, Jan.
We care, Jan. That's why she didn't get to experience those things. Did it hurt you?
No.
Did you turn out all right?
I think so, yeah.
Well,
She turned out awful pretty, I'll tell you
yes,
that.
and she's single too, guys.
Oh, is that
Oh,
right?
yes, yeah. Yeah, she's single. And she's looking.
She needs to call up.
Yeah, and Uncle Dick's trying to find her, the right guy, but he's pretty choicy because she's kind of special.
A very special gal.
That's right.
And, boy, we got a whole room of
And look
special
here.
gals in here.
You
And
talk
guys.
about beauty. Look at this. Woo! Now that is the operator's room, and they fight to get these rooms. They fight to get a job here.
And it's hot in here.
It's terrible.
And it's stuffy in here.
Yes.
And
You know anybody back there?
Well, I sure do.
Looky back here. Let's go right down the road. Let's start in the back row and find out who they are.
We want to find out who they
Yeah,
are?
who they are back there.
Okay. Here's a gal who takes vacation every year to help
Yes,
us out.
right.
And your name is?
Julie Jones,
And?
Becky Varnell, Rhonda Thomas, Raylene Ramberger.
Okay, we'll just go on the back here.
Second
These are
row
more of our
here.
volunteers. You're?
Angie McLean, Amy Ellis,
Brian Horner. Larry Hensler.
What are you doing here, Larry? I mean, what's your job?
He
here?
grows sweet corn in the summertime.
Yeah, you're growing. You're not out growing sweet corn. What are you doing?
Well, we just pass these bid slips forward.
So you take a lot of guff off these phone operators, right?
Quite a bit.
Who's the second row here?
Well, let's go to the next row.
We know
Find
some
out
of
who
these
they
folks.
are.
They've been with us forever. How many years?
Kathy Pryfogle, about 15 years. Chris Shockley, Debbie Marr, Terry Cropper.
Come on.
I guess one of the operators. Not everybody can do that.
No, that's right.
And?
Brenda Lundell, and I had a bid already. Jeff Lamb wanted to be the first person to make a bid, and he has bid $50 for the boutonniere you're wearing.
I'll sell it.
Julie Wingate, Mel Hostler, Teresa Hobbs.
All right.
Now see, then when you call in, these gals will answer the phone. And
Yes.
you'll say, I want to bid $20 on the toaster.
Uh-huh.
And up here on this board will be a toaster, or right in this case, there's a jacket up there.
Yeah.
And these guys write the number down, and then with their back to the gals, these gals start screaming, 20 on the toaster, 30 on the toaster, 40 on the toaster, and you guys take that all evening long.
All night long.
Yeah.
They scream at us the whole night.
The whole night. And so every year, you know, I get a feeling a little soft at this time of year.
Yeah.
And I think about maybe marriage.
Uh-huh.
And then I come in here and I hear these guys screaming, and then I realize why I'm single.
Let's find out who this is.
Joey Smith.
One of our board operators.
Guarantee Vacuum and
For
Sewing
how many
Center.
years?
About 12 years.
About 12 years. And?
Jim Buck, state representative. How many years, Jim?
I think it's 5 or 6.
5 or 6 years.
And he comes in and cleans the boards, and he get that. And they told me, don't you touch them blackboards. That's Jim's job.
And one more operator. Hi,
Greg Hoppus. Hi, Charlie.
How many years you been doing this, Greg?
About 10.
About 10 years?
And Greg is out of furrows, too.
Out of furrows. So they care.
They care, yeah.
Most definitely.
And of course, over here is the continuous blackboard, and this is what will be sold continuously, and that's for 2 hours. And at any time you bid on this, and also a guy changes the figures here.
Oh.
Once the bid ticket's made out, then it comes over here to Debbie. She runs the adding machine, keeps a running total, checks the tickets, hands it to a runner, and the runner comes around the corner.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Corner.
And of course, they come around the corner and stick the ticket in the little hole.
What little hole?
The little hole. This is what we call the little hole.
The little hole?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, what a little hole.
Yeah.
That is
Right.
a little
Come over
hole.
here, Chrissy. Come on.
I'm the runner.
Chris is the runner. Turn around here and look at the camera.
I'm really close to the camera.
You got it right up your nose.
Yes, I do.
But Chris grabs the ticket and then puts it through the hole. And inside the hole will be a gal setting who sorts the tickets again, keeps them in order, and then lets us know, or hands them to you, and then
Yes.
you read them.
Then I read them.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how that
Now, I don't know whether we can come around. We'll go on in this little doorway and come on to the main set. Woo. Okay.
And this is where it happens.
This is the main set. Now let's bring the cameraman in here if you can, because I'll tell you what you're going to see here is we're going to let you look back at what we have to watch while we're here. And what a sight. Now over here on the board, let's look at the board first. We have a big board laid out here with all the numbers on it. And item number 1, 2, 3, 4, and on down the line. And as Charlie reads it, he sorts it and puts it in the proper stack.
Now there's 16 slots on this. Sometimes we get carried away and we're over on the green here.
Yes, we're down here.
Over on the tablecloth.
Right. And of course up here is our continuous numbers here.
And we just line those up in a slot, so
Right.
that way we'll know just exactly their number,
Right.
and we'll know just exactly where to keep track
Over
of
here's
them.
the old timer. We set it for 6 minutes, it starts, and the buzzer goes off when time's up.
Exactly.
Now, back behind us is all the cameramen, the tables, and this is called the goodies.
Yeah.
This is the add-ons. The main set is in the back, and that's where they add the big items. Here's where we add the small items. And you can see we've got 2 cameramen, we've got assistants, we've got Pam and Sue that are up here, and they're the ones that add the items. Now, why don't you girls go ahead and can you start adding the items on
Well, as a matter of fact, here's some of the items that we've got. We've got pennies.
Mhm.
They've got written down here, and they're kind of putting them in order now. We've got a saw. We'll find out what the saw is. We've got a Coke plane, a Coca-Cola plane, and we'll tell you more about that as we go along. We've got a covered wagon, and we've got a truck bank, and we've got a Beanie Baby.
Yeah.
And these are some of our add-on
Yeah.
items for this very first
Now, they
lot.
crawl around on their hands and knees, and they grab those items, and we load them on there. And then when the commercial plays, all hell breaks loose. Because
People
they've
scatter.
got a couple minutes to clear this off, put it in the baskets, and send them back to the pay room. And at the same time, then another crew is loading up the table again, and the same thing's happening in the back. As the people are, the commercials are playing, we're changing all the sets. So that's why it's so important that we have commercials.
So hopefully we've kind of explained it to you. A lot of people don't get an opportunity to come inside and actually see what was going on. So we thought for our 25th anniversary, we would take the time to, at the start of the program, to give you an idea of exactly what goes on and who is doing what and why it all happens and where all these people are that that you hear about and all that.
And look at the new the TGR sign. They make that for us every year and have ever since we've had one.
We do
and
have a
there's
new
the
sign.
25th anniversary sign. We'll be selling at the end of the telethon, but we want to thank TGR because they have helped us so many years. And again, it's all donated. Nothing comes out of the donated money. What you give tonight and tomorrow and Sunday will go to the organizations and be divided up and spent here locally. And no money is taken out of donated money. 100% of what you give will be used for the right reason.
And I think one of the most outstanding things that makes it received well in the community is that we guarantee that 100% of all monies donated goes to the organization to help the needy at Christmas time. Now, we also realize that there is need in January and February and March too. So if not all the monies is spent at Christmas time, we know that it is gone to help families in the community.
Hey, let's go to the car show. That's what people are saying all over America. Car shows at festivals, county fairs, why, even at drive-ins. Wherever you want to draw a crowd, you just yell car show and people will come running. Almost everybody's in love with their car and, of course, may go a little crazy. Why, some may even go a little nuts. So nuts they call themselves the Rusty Nuts. And boy, do they love their cars. Special paint jobs, high-performance engines, lots of chromes, big ones, little ones, fast ones, coupes, sedans, rods, roasters, customs, cruisers, street rods. Everybody loves a Rusty Nuts car show. Why, even the little old lady from Pasadena, she loves the Rusty Nuts car show.
Hey, look, what is this? What's going on here?
Car shows and coney dogs, what a combination. Try it and everybody shows up. Like last year's Rusty Nuts Fat 40, purchased on the We Care Radio Telethon for $65,000 by Junior Zimmerman and family. Now, here's a street rod. Now, some have said they couldn't do it again. You want to bet? You be the judge.
There were several special items donated for the 25th anniversary show, including the Silver Fat 40.
1997 We Care Project. With a $22,000 gift from the Kokomo New Car Dealers, the Rusty Nuts purchased the parts from Larry Catton to build the car in 9 months and hundreds of man hours. Add special silver metallic paint from Jerry Woolley Body Shop, soft baby blue interior by Bob Barnett Interiors, plus a few hundred sweatshirt sales. What do you got? The Rusty Nuts Kokomo New Car Dealers 1933 Ford 3-window coupe. What a beauty. Check that paint job. Silver metallic to commemorate We Care's 25th silver anniversary. She's low and lean and a cruising machine.
Powered by a Chevy 350 345 horse engine, special aluminum steering wheel, valve covers and breather, compliments of the craftsman at Chrysler Casting Plant Tool Room. Yes, that big Chevy engine will just sit there and purr like a kitten. What do you think? Did the nuts do it again? You be the judge. Uh-oh. Now, here comes the judge. You know, some things just never change. The only thing that changes is red to silk.
For 2 years, I've been proud to be president and be a part of this organization. And after seeing this, every one of you members, if you're as proud as I am, you're busting all over. You guys are damn good people, and that just shows what they are. So that's what I got to say about that. I thank you, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And welcome back. That shows you a little bit about what we're talking about. A 33 Ford 3-window coupe. Let's see, if we give 6 minutes on a regular lot, we're going to give them 3 minutes here.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Let's start the clock, and you start bidding on that 33 Ford, and we're going to see who is going to be the proud owner of one of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of cars in my time.
Jim Harrison Farm now bidding $32,000 on that 1933.
He raised his own bid, didn't he? A minute 34 seconds left.
Jim Harrison Farm, $42,000 for the 1933 coupe. Does he have anybody bidding against him? Yes, he does. Tony Suter, $47,000 for a 1933 Ford coupe. Okay. Oh, we've got another bid here. Eldon and Linda Grube, $85,000. $85,000. Eldon and Linda Grube, $85,000 for a 1933
I knew
Ford.
that name was coming. I knew it was coming.
There's the buzzer.
I've done this before. Junior Zimmerman, $100,000. We got both bidders on the line. We're at 100,000. We got another bid.
Keep them going.
Linda Grube, $105,000 for a 1933 Ford. Never, ever in the world did I ever imagine such a bid. Now,
33 Ford 3-window coupe. Kokomo New Car Dealers. Stelco Electric at the Rusty Nuts.
Linda and Eldon Grube, now bidding on the 1933 Ford, $115,000.
Just read that one.
Junior Zimmerman with Stelco Electric on the 33 Ford, $130,000. Yes, give them a hand. Congratulations to Junior Zimmerman and Stelco Electric. They are now the proud owners of this 1933 Ford coupe, built by the Rusty Nuts and organized by the whole community for $130,000. Just an astounding total. We've had so many loyal listeners and so many loyal helpers over the years. They did, in 30 some odd years, I guess they kind of all run together.
Went out to schools and gave speeches and did different things just to tell them what we do, and they could be a part of it if they wanted to. And I think one of the reasons we're so successful is that we remained an all-volunteer organization. Well, I don't think you can live in a community where this has gone on for 31 years and not know about it. I mean, maybe you can, especially if you're new to this community. But there's space for everybody, whether it's in giving or in receiving or just inspiring other people to give or do things. We had a lot of comic things happen to us. You know, we did some crazy things. One time we tried to sell frozen cookie dough, and it wasn't as big a success as Dick thought it would be. That was Dick's idea. He loved to sell food. Well, it grew every year. Every year it's grown, you know. It went from $1,100, and a year later, 10 years later, it was at $164,000.
I'm Stephanie Lee with We Care 2000, and who do we have here today?
We have the Baptist Blessings Junior Choir from the First Baptist Church, Galveston, Indiana.
And tell me what you all did to raise money this year for We Care.
They started in January, putting pennies in jars.
We sold We Care hearts, the officers and I did. We went around and sold them on our bingo nights.
And we are veterans. We all belong to the American Legion.
$75.
Well, that's wonderful, and congratulations and thank you to the kids at Taylor Intermediate.
$4,010 this year.
$4,010, and fun while we're doing it. Thank you, folks. You embody the spirit of We Care, and I can't wait for next year.
The events that are associated with We Care, which go on now, of course, pretty much throughout the year. In the beginning days, they were all gathered around the event itself, but now there are supporting events that help make We Care a year-long project, actually.
You know, boat poker runs.
We are here for the Madison, Indiana boat poker run.
But I want everyone to know that we couldn't have done that poker run on our own. We have a lot of volunteers, and they're all good friends of ours, including these girls here. So we've had a lot of help. We couldn't have done it without them, and I want to thank everyone who's helped on our poker runs.
The thing at Johnson's Tavern, that auction.
And how much did they raise?
$9,150.
That's incredible.
The little kids at Hard School.
It's Chapter 89, Order of the Eastern Star.
Well, I used to help when I was little, and well, it's just the way it's sharing.
You know, there's a space for everybody. And if you can't give, you can at least enjoy it.
Cheese Ball Ladies, and I'd like to present this year to We Care $3,500.
My gosh.
And it was a tremendous year.
What?
And I'd like to thank a couple of people, Myers, Jeff, Nicole, Tom, and Jamie for donating those containers for cheese balls. The Coca-Cola for that fabulous wagon we had out there. It was really neat. Brian Ice for the storage trailers that we stored the cheese balls in. And then, of course, Nichols Bakery for the trays for transporting the cheese balls.
And all the customers.
And all the advertisements at WWKI.
And all the customers who enjoyed the cheese balls.
Yes, all the customers that enjoyed the cheese balls.
And we're still looking for a mixer.
Yes, we are. Please, a whole boat.
Because next year, Katie barred the door.
With those first few donations, Dick Bronson established a tradition that every dime donated would be used to assist those who needed it through We Care.
So 6 o'clock, Carol's going to throw the switch, and 600,000 lights are going to come on.
Well, I hope so.
On the north side of the city, one man took his contribution to new heights, or should we say, new lights. Today, with over 900,000 lights, We Care Park has excited and inspired children of all ages.
900,000 lights just came on the north side of Kokomo. And if you weren't here, you missed out on a spectacular event. And these young ladies did a tremendous job. What's your name now? Tell me your name. Jessica.
I think why I do it is I was taught to, when I was a child, to share and give. And I come from 16 children, so I feel that I shared all my life, so I'm continue sharing by doing this for the community.
We love We Care.
Enjoy the park. Yeah, we need more customers down at We Care Park too. Yeah.
You know, there's a space for everybody. And if you can't give, you can at least enjoy it. That's why I said about the trees. I told Dick that the trees isn't all about money, just about money. I said there's a lot of people have the opportunity to enjoy that don't have any other joy at Christmas time. And people just sit home and watch the telethon on TV and get some enjoyment out of it. That's something, you know, because there's a lot of people who don't have any joy in their life.
He was a boy. He was about 10 to 12 years old, and said, well, we don't have a Christmas tree this year. We could really use a Christmas tree.
I just want to give you a thanks. I'm Michael Hosey. You helped me out when I was about my daughter's age. My family, my dad broke his leg. Well, when they showed up that day, my mom wasn't in town, and truckloads were coming in, and so we ran down to the payphone and called her and told her that she needed to hurry up and get home because there's people who are dropping stuff on. About the time she got home, the whole house was full of furniture and presents and a Christmas tree, and on the Christmas tree there's ornaments.
Or lights. So, well, no, don't need any lights because we don't have any electricity.
And you had literally burned your furniture in order to have heat in your home. They're very, very special ornaments. Somebody gave them to us, and then we passed them along to you. And we want you to use them and enjoy them and keep.
But that's just one event that will reach out and grab you.
Others give by opening their doors and their hearts to help We Care. The We Care House is a favorite for Christmas goers near and far.
There'll probably be somewhere between around 3,000 people that will come through the house in this month's time.
Excuse me.
Okay. Over 45,000 lights inside the house here. I ran out of space, so we started hanging them from the ceiling.
Dick had a couple of old cars. He loved old cars, and he had a couple of old cars he was taking to the Haynes-Apperson Festival in hopes maybe somebody might be interested and purchase them. So before I left to go on vacation, I actually helped Dick move the cars down there.
And I asked him, I said, Dick, are you going to be okay? Do you need some air conditioning, or you want to sit this out? And he said, no. He said, I'll go with the windows down. He said, I think everything's going to be all right. And I was the last one that got to speak to Dick Bronson on the day that he passed away. We were both participating in the Haynes-Apperson Festival Parade in 2002. And I was in the radio station van just ahead of Dick, and he was in the Fat 40 car riding behind me in the parade. And throughout the course of the parade route, he'd kind of fall back behind me a little bit and then squeal the tires and get the crowd going, and they were getting happy and cheering him on. And everything seemed so normal. And we got to South Main Street, just past the reviewing stand, and I was looking in the rearview mirror because he was supposed to be right behind me. And I saw him just kind of blow through the intersection. I heard what seemed like this loud explosion. Well, that was the sound of the impact of that Fat 40 crashing into the light pole on South Main Street. And of course, it was instantly chaotic because it was very crowded. The spectators were everywhere. The authorities were trying to give him first aid. And when I ran to the car. You know, I can't tell you what a feeling of shock that came over me. That here was a guy that just minutes ago I was standing there and talking with him and joking with him a little bit. And we later learned that at that point he was deceased due to a massive heart attack.
Well, what's going to happen to the mail call program? Should we try to continue it? But most importantly, what's going to happen to We Care, because Dick was the driving force.
Dick Bronson had become synonymous with the success of We Care.
And he was tireless in it and worked year-round. And of course, Jan was a big part of that. They worked together quite a bit on it. Can we pull this off? It was a pretty bleak time. It really was. I know we had a lot of projects in the works because it was our 30th anniversary coming up.
One Christmas year, a man was laid off from work, and he didn't know what his family would do. A DJ told his story on the radio one day. His neighbors called in, helped out a friend, showed him we care. We care for our brothers, we care for our sisters, we care for all the children. Our Father up above is the reason why we love. Let us show them all we care. A woman found a doll she had been saving, with a wrinkled dress and a tear on her face, with a sad look in her eyes to melt the coldest heart. Hope was her name. She soon became the heart of We Care. We care for our brothers, we care for our sisters, we care for all the children. Our Father up above is the reason why we love. Let us show them all we care. We care. Well, 30 years rolled by, the DJ passed on, and all the people cried, we'll miss him so. He gave his heart and soul to the city that he loved. Although he's gone, we'll carry on because we care. We care for our brothers, we care for our sisters, we care for all the children. Our Father up above is the reason why we love. Let us show them all we care. We care. Oh, we care.
The best part of us working together was how we were able to inspire the community to give from the heart, the joy of giving.
So they rebuilt the car, and We Care continued without its founder. From the desire to help those who happen to be less fortunate, the idea born with Dick Bronson and embraced by the whole community.
For a good cause, in memory of a good person. And so we're going to ask just one moment of silence for Dick Bronson.
We have some decisions that we need to make here as a community. Here's a man who dedicated his life to the event that we know as We Care. And we have to decide whether that will retire with him as he did physically, or whether we're going to continue on the legacy that he created in 30 years of We Care work.
And so we just pulled our bootstraps up and went to work on those. We really didn't have time, I think, to mourn properly.
And the volunteers, not only did they do work just as much as they ever had, a lot of them increased it. And that was the same year that we were going to be celebrating the 30th anniversary of We Care. And Dick's planning for ideas for the 30th anniversary were already well underway.
I think it was primarily Dick Bronson's brainchild. Because of some of our volunteers work in the lumber industry, they had kind of put the seed in his idea. So it was something that we had been thinking about and hoping for a long time. And the big problem, of course, was where to build the house. And it just worked out that a lady, an older lady, had been quite a listener to WWKI and, of course, a supporter to We Care. But she donated her property, a lot here in the city, to We Care for this. And of course, once that happened, then all the wheels started turning. Jan got busy. They contacted the Howard County Home Builders Association and several other organizations in the community, and it became a reality. Unfortunately, Dick, although it was one of his big dreams that he had dreamed about and thought about for quite a number of years, never actually got to see it. But because that was the first year that he was gone that we had. But it was a total community effort, and it was inspiring from tearing down the house and clearing the property. Dick was involved in that. He got to see that part of it, but he didn't actually get to see the house itself. But it was completed, and it raised a lot of money for the community, North Central Indiana, and was a tremendous success.
Brush Arbor with the We Care song, 100.5 WWKI. Charlie's on the side. Charlie, I'm still sending you builders this morning right up Apperson.
Hey, we've got builders all over the place. You talk about busy beavers. We want to say welcome everybody to the We Care Home Builders House Splits for We Care. And to get things started off, we got Major John Mallett of the Salvation Army with an opening prayer here this morning.
Thank you, Charlie. It's great to be here. A real dream for Dick and Jan and the team as they put it together. And let's just bow for a word of prayer. Father, we thank you for today and for the occasion that brings us together. We thank you for the good weather and pray that throughout the day you'll keep the rains away. We thank you for the vision of Dick and Jan and all the people of We Care of putting this house together. And Father, we are appreciative of the Home Builders Association and the businesses and organizations, volunteers, the work that's already been done, the garage that is standing, the walls that are up, and the foundation of the house that's built. And Father, we just pray that you'll be with each person today as they work in this building process, that you'll protect them and keep them safe, and may it be a smooth process as they put these things together. And even now we pray for the time of the auction, as this house is auctioned off, that money will be raised to touch people's lives with love, food and clothing and caring. We even pray for the family that will eventually live here, that as they live here that they'll understand the importance of We Care. They'll understand the community that stands together and loves. And we just again thank you for each person that's been involved in putting together. And as we think of Dick and as he looks down and sees that's all that's going on, we just pray that you'll honor and glorify this day and the lives that it touched and every person involved. Bless us, we pray in Christ's name. Amen.
Hey, I've got Sean with me, Vice President of the Home Builders Association. Boy, what a crew, Sean.
Yeah, we really have a good turnout this morning. We're just praying the weather stays good for us. We had a good day yesterday and doing a lot of preparation work for today, and it didn't rain on us yesterday, so we're hoping for the same today. So I think we're gonna be all right.
This is definitely a sight to behold. So if you're in the neighborhood, you're welcome to stop by, Jan. We're easy to find right on Apperson Way.
1803 North Apperson Way.
1803 North Apperson, and we've got refreshments.
We have refreshments, and that's open to the public. We're accepting free will offerings for that. And you and I are going to be here, but we know Dick is someplace up there with his endless cup of Coke, right?
Oh, definitely. He's complaining about something, I just know.
Oh, not Dick.
So join us at the We Care House site being built right now as we speak by the Howard County Home Builders Association. And, of course, we appreciate Howard County Home Builders tremendously.
Yeah, I was really glad to see our organization be able to participate in this, and all of them that came out today to help us, just a big thanks to them.
It's a total community effort going on right here on North Apperson. And of course, if you get a chance today, stop by and take a look. And bring your appetite too, because you can make a free will offering, and that goes to We Care also. Like I said, it's a total community effort. It's the We Care Home Blitz going on right now by the Home Builders Association of Howard County, right here on North Apperson Way, right here in Kokomo.
And fortunately, we've got some good people to pitch in and fill in, not only on the mail call program, but on We Care itself.
And that year, there was an incredible outpouring of donations of large ticket items that came in before and during the telethon, really even in the last few hours of the telethon. Things continued to pour in, which would result in a significant amount of money, I think, which wound up being a record at that time for We Care, that happened 6 months after his passing. So yeah, the community rallied to the support of We Care months after he had passed away, like few people could anticipate.
So you came for cheese? I came to buy cheese balls and a Dick Bronson ornament and donate a little bit of everything.
Just the accomplishment of it is why I enjoy it.
We're back once again with a check presentation. We have a very special group of people here. Where are you all from?
Washington Elementary. Well, right now we've got a check here for $2,750 so far, but we're still going hard at it.
$2,779.47. From Central Middle School Student Council. What's your name?
Stephanie Stedrick.
Hey, Merry Christmas!
Are you cold? Yeah. Cold. Thank you, and you have a very Merry Christmas.
We've got more items too, Bill.
We do.
You know, the next item on this anniversary bid lot is a piece of Waterford crystal. In fact, I might say it's the piece of Waterford crystal.
This magnificent Waterford crystal made its debut the same
crystal
year.
manufacturers from Ireland. And, you know, this one-of-a-kind crystal trophy for We Care was years in the making. Several years ago, We Care and Jan and Dick made friends with Fred Curtis, a Waterford master crystal sculptor who was traveling from Ireland through the States promoting some Waterford crystal. And this is thought of as absolutely collectible stuff. Through his connections with the L Shop and their support of We Care, Fred was touched and moved by the efforts of We Care and decided to create a spectacular trophy. We didn't know at the time how spectacular it would actually be. We knew it was going to be a We Care piece. The trophy is titled The Spirit of Hope, and it's over 20 inches high, and the globe with the We Care logo is about 34 inches in diameter. And of course, it's topped off with a detailed likeness of our We Care mascot, Hope. Now, generally, Waterford does not make items like this for any stores. This item and other items that would be anywhere near this size are generally made only for heads of state, presidents, kings worldwide to give to other heads of state. Truthfully, this item, would it be commissioned to be made, would cost in excess of $100,000. So we hope that someone really gets excited about this, because you'll have the only piece like this in the whole world. There'll never be another one.
Absolutely and positively. There you have our gorgeous Waterford Crystal trophy piece. What an outfit now. Congratulations first to Tom Williams. He just bought himself a History of a House for a total of $81,000.
Congratulations. Reality.
Waterford Crystal has a new home. Junior Zimmerman, $25,000.
All right.
Boy, this fella got a bargain now. David DeWitt got the Fat 40 for $29,000.
Congratulations.
And our very one-of-a-kind in the world, Dwayne Johnson got that rifle for $6,700.
Terrific. All right.
And we've got a brand new total as of 5:30. We Care 30th anniversary, $525,989.
I have one daughter. We lost a son in ¡74. That's what got me in it to start with. And a nice husband that's been around for 39 years, so I've been really blessed.
And it was through the efforts of Dick and Jan that We Care turned from kind of being just a seasonal circumstance early on to a year-round fundraising and gathering organization for specific events that occur in the spring, in the summer, in the fall, and the winter. And few people know that those two paid a very heavy price.
Whereas Jan, now known as We Care Jan, has been a driving force behind the success of We Care for 31 years, coordinating the primary We Care event.
You know, a year ago I was, the Lord tapped me on the shoulder and said, you know, you better pay attention now. We're going to change your life a little bit. It's a hard thing to accept, but I have, and my life has changed.
And we would like to dedicate this song to the memory of Dick Bronson and in honor of We Care Jan. He touched me.
Shackled by a heavy burden,
blessed Savior, since He's cleansed and made me whole.
And so really this became their life, not just a part of their life. So that morning, noon, and night, we care was at the forefront of their mind and almost everything that they thought about. And when you look at the exponential growth of We Care over 30 years, you can see that the end result of their efforts was there.
I can only think in 2 words. Thank you. Thank you for supporting what we dream up to do and the hard work we dream up. We could absolutely never do anything without your support.
You know, people aren't used to seeing me in a wheelchair or a walker or something like that. But the Lord's got something in mind for me. And if I step aside, somebody else is going to step forward. It's going to give them the same opportunity I've had. I feel like I've been blessed.
Our unofficial total, $54,096.31.
Got everything from bass fishing tournaments to the boat poker run to golf outings to the tree auction. I mean, any aspect of people that come to the forefront that can raise money continues to build and grow on that. And anytime that you have over 700 volunteers, there's all kind of different aspects of community involvement that can be achieved. And it's worked well for We Care.
Hi, this is Congressman Chris Chicola. I want to welcome you to the 31st Annual We Care Telethon.
We Care is so unique, and one of the things that I guess probably makes it an entity all its own is the people that are involved. So many different kinds of people from all walks of life and people of all ages, people of all backgrounds.
You know, We Care is a charity that's taught me the amazing generosity of people in and around our community. Not only the volunteers, but also the thousands of people who help bid and generously donate their money every year.
But if we all stick together, it's all going to work out.
It's a wonderful time to see people from all walks of life coming together, all for a common cause.
And I think one of the reasons we're so successful is that we remained an all-volunteer organization.
We all want, in our own way, to give to those in need. That's what We Care is all about. Whether it's working through the long hours of the telethon or collecting on the cold street corners of the city, there is a place for everyone.
It was rewarding.
Ask anyone who's been touched by this event and you'll see them light up in a way that's usually reserved for holidays. Well, I'm Jay Ferguson. Thanks for watching, and we hope that maybe someday you'll participate in your own way with We Care.
I know I can sit back on Christmas Day surrounded by my family and can enjoy it even more because I know that the less fortunate are being able to enjoy Christmas themselves, that I've done my part.
That's why with Dick gone and with me retiring, it's going to succeed. It's going to go on because it belongs to the community.
Ho ho! Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. Ho 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 ho! Are you donating or eating? You're eating a cheese ball. You eat a cheese ball.